everyone, and welcome. Thank you all so much for joining us today for this live stream event. My name is Alexia, and I am the program manager of the Microsoft Reactor Toronto. I will be sharing session resources with you in the chat, but before we begin, I'd like to quickly review two items: our code of conduct and event guidelines. First, please take a moment to review our code of conduct. Microsoft Reactor seeks to provide a respectful environment for both our audience and presenters. We encourage engagement in the chat, but please be mindful of your commentary, remain professional and on topic. And secondly, our event guidelines. This session is being recorded and will be available on demand through the Microsoft Reactor YouTube channel in about 24 to 48 hours. And if you've not been on a live stream through YouTube before, please note that you must create an account on YouTube in order to access and interact in the chat. You can set that up now, and if you're unable to use the chat but have questions, feel free to reach out to us through social media or on Meetup. Which brings us to today's session. I'm going to bring in our speaker for the day, Sravani. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Alexia. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for joining us. We're very excited for this session, so take it away.
All right. If I could start sharing my screen. Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. My name is Shravani Sethi, and I'm a cloud solution architect at Microsoft. I specialize in Power Platform, and today I wanted to talk to you about Power Platform as well as AI. There has been a lot of chatter about AI, so I wanted to walk you through what is all these new terms and the technologies you're hearing about, and then we'll talk about why we could use these tools, and then we'll get to the how part. So I'll start moving the slides along. Okay, and I'm just going to stop my camera so I have more bandwidth. All right. So you've been hearing a lot of news about AI and how it's changing current technology and all of that. So we'll talk through all of these terms. It's always good to take a step back and really see what is behind all these technologies. So a few basic terms, but you might have heard of these a lot in the past few months and years. But essentially, artificial intelligence, it's a broad term that essentially is anything, whether it's a machine or a system that mimics a human, and it makes processes and things easier for people. A subset of artificial intelligence is machine learning. And this is, a machine that's learning from the data, and then it performs the tasks that humans would benefit from. And a subset of machine learning is deep learning, wherein once we provide the data, the neural networks are continuously learning from the data, and then they perform the task better and better over the time. And the most recent term, or the most recently popular term, I should say, is generative AI, which is similar to deep learning, wherein it has the data and it's continuously learning, and it can provide new content based on these data that you've previously provided, as well as what it has learned through over time. So that's about AI. And then we'll go into what OpenAI is. This has been very popular these days as well. And you've probably heard of all these models that encompass in OpenAI's world. The GPT-3 being most popular these days. It's for text completion. The DALL-E model is for creating images, Codex for generating code, Whisper for automatic speech recognition, and ChatGPT is the conversational AI chatbot. Now, what's happening between OpenAI and Microsoft, right? That's the partnership that has been announced this year and has been growing since. The way they partner is that OpenAI has Azure as the preferred cloud partner, so it has all its data being moved to Azure, and Microsoft benefits from OpenAI as well by improving its products over time. And these are the three models that they've started off with, but this list will continue to grow. So we saw what's AI, what's OpenAI, and what the Microsoft partnership means for all of these. And now we'll look into what's Azure OpenAI, which is a term that's recently coming out, and it's becoming more and more popular. So the difference between OpenAI and Azure OpenAI is that Azure OpenAI essentially provides a REST API access to OpenAI's models, as well as gives the holistic Azure protection that it comes with. So whether it's managed identity through the Azure Active Directory, so providing that outermost layer of protection to your data, there's content management system, so everything that's coming in terms of inputs and also the output for the end users is being constantly going through this content management system. And there's also enterprise grade security that you can control with RBAC and private networks as well. Another big advantage with Azure OpenAI is that the data within Azure is encrypted. It's within the location, and the resources are also located in the same region as well. And they're protected again with Azure subscription and API credentials. The developers also have the ability to fine tune the OpenAI model, so they don't have to use them as is, but they can use a fine tuned version. And once they fine tune the models, these updated models are also encrypted and isolated within the region. And lastly, the prompts and completions are also temporarily stored for up to 30 days, accessible by Microsoft. And if there's any need for accessing this kind of data, the support engineers can help with this. So Azure OpenAI is, again, it's not just limited to Azure, but if you see in this diagram here, the topmost layer is for business users and citizen developers. And this OpenAI models and the use of the tool is, you'll soon see in Microsoft 365 tools. You probably already heard of AI in Outlook, PowerPoint, all these kind of Microsoft 365 tools. It's also going to show up in Dynamics 365. You probably already played with your Microsoft Edge and Bing bot. That is uh, kind of similar to ChatGPT, but within your browser. It'll be soon in Windows and Xbox as well. And we'll see a lot of OpenAI in Power Platform as well throughout this session. And that's for business users or citizen developers. For the developers itself, there's the cognitive services, which has 5 main pillars. That's the vision, speech, language, decision, and OpenAI service. That's the recent one. And all of these together are empowering developers to use all of that goodness from OpenAI, but also in a secure and a um, manageable network. So if you haven't heard of Power Platform before, this is a low-code platform, essentially software as a service. It's part of the Microsoft 365 world. It's its outermost layer of protection is Azure Active Directory. So just like any other Microsoft 365 tools, it's also a very secure platform for the citizen developers and business developers to start working on digitizing paper-based forms or automating certain processes, things like that. This platform essentially gives a transparent layer between business users and IT folk, just so the governance is in place and everything that the business users are creating is under, uh, the tenant's protection. So just a very brief introduction to this platform. You must have heard about PowerApps, which is the purple icon here. This is for application development. So you can develop web applications that are suitable for mobile, tablet, and desktop. And then we have Power Automate, which is for workflow automation. This also has an RPA component to it. There's Power BI, which is our oldest standing pillar. This is for business analytics and complex data evaluation. Then we have Power Virtual Agents. This is for building low-code chatbots. It's built on top of Azure Bot Framework, so it's very close to what Azure can do, but this is more for the business developers or the citizen developers. And lastly, the most recent pillar we have here is Power Pages. This is for website development. If there is a web app or a website that's required for external users outside of the tenant, this will be your go-to tool. And underneath these 5 main pillars, you'll also see there's connectors. Connectors are nothing but pre-built system integrations to various different data sources. At the moment, there's about 1,000 or more connectors available, but you can build your own custom connector as well if you don't see that data source listed in the pre-built connectors. There's Dataverse, which is built on Azure SQL. It's the database of choice when it comes to Power Platform. It's a relational database and it's very business user friendly as well. PowerFX is the language for writing those formulas when it comes to Power Apps to bring in that logic, the business logic, to the front end for the end users. An AI Builder is a low-code component that helps business users build AI models, which they can train and use within Power Apps or Power Automate to um, build easier solutions. So that's about Power Platform. Now, when we see what's in Power Platform in terms of AI, it's not new to Power Platform. We have been seeing AI incorporated into Power Platform since 2019. That's when AI Builder came to Power Platform. And then in 2021 and since then, we've had some components here and there that are more that keeps making Power Platform more and more accessible to both the business users and pro developers, so that they can build more complex solutions with Power Platform. I won't go into details within this diagram, but I'll show tiny demos for each of these features that are incorporated within Power Platform. So before we go further, if you're new to Power Platform and you come from an IT background, this is it's an important concept to have in mind that it's not just the developers and the end users in this low-code world, but it's more of a wider spectrum where there's the end users who are consuming these apps and flows. There's the citizen or business developers who are building these low-code based web applications and automations. Then there are slightly more advanced citizen developers or business developers that are using low code, but they're incorporating more advanced actions and logic into it. And then you have the pro developers who primarily use one of the different languages or other tools, and they build enterprise-wide critical applications. And the beauty of the Power Platform is when all these personas come together and build applications and solutions through Fusion development. So Fusion development is nothing that Microsoft had started. It's always been there. In fact, it's a term coined by Gartner, which is a very broad term, which encompasses multiple disciplines or multidisciplinary digital business teams coming together and building a piece of technology or a tool with various different personas, and that constitutes what is known as a fusion team. So it's not just one particular discipline or expertise within the team, but it's more of a spectrum of different disciplines and different levels of expertise and tools used for this kind of development. I'll get to why I'm talking about this kind of fusion development. So far we have seen what is AI, what is OpenAI, why are Microsoft and OpenAI working together, what is Azure OpenAI, and what is Power Platform as well. Now we'll look into why we should consider using low code and AI at all. So this starts with the overall app gap challenge that's across the world. Currently, it's estimated that there will be 500 million more apps that are needed in the next 5 years. The demand is going 5 times faster than the number of developers that are available, and currently there's a global shortage of 1.4 million developers, and that's projected to raise to 4 million in 2025. So the developer teams cannot keep up with this kind of demand within each organization and throughout as well. And that's where the citizen developers or business developers need that empowerment to create or co-create with the pro developers so that they're filling in the gap and also helping in the sustenance of these kind of solutions. And when we talk about AI, we talked about the global shortage of developers, but the positive aspect of all of these statistics is that currently, in terms of data, currently there's less than 1% of the overall data that's generated by AI, and this is projected to raise to up to 10% by 2025. And also, the low-code based solutions and tools are going to increase by 65%. So a few statistics for us to get motivated and even just explore of what this is about and see how it best suits your organization. So with that, I'll go into the specifics. So we looked at the what and the why of low code and AI. Now we'll go into how AI has been incorporated throughout these low code tools since a few years now. So first we'll look at Power Apps. As I've said, Power Apps is the web application development tool. As you can see here, you can have Power Apps on mobile, tablet, and desktop. These are, I think Power Apps came out back in 2016, the first time or so. But since then, the amount of flexibility that developers have to build responsive apps has significantly increased. A lot of new announcements coming up, a lot of customizability for both business and pro developers available in PowerApps. So have a look at it. But for now, I'll go through the AI components that are incorporated into PowerApps. So the first one here is PowerApps ideas. So essentially, when we build a Canvas type of Power App, it's the low-code version where you drag and drop controls onto your screen. And then once you have a control on the screen, you can write logic uh, through PowerFX, which is an Excel-like formula. And if you're not familiar with this PowerFX, then this is the AI component within Power Apps that will help you out. So essentially, it's built with GPT-3 and Prose, wherein you can type in a sentence and ask how to build a formula for that particular ask. And Power Apps will give you the formula written out, and you can use that formula for your screen. So as simple as that. Again, this just makes either pro developers or business developers who are new to Power Apps just as easy and comfortable. So you don't have to learn Power FX all over. It's right there within your tool. The next one is programming by example. So a step further from the natural language to PowerFX formula from the previous feature. This one is more of giving a few examples of how you want your data to be displayed. And based on those examples, your formula will be generated by or within Power Apps itself. Again, the technology behind this is GPT-3 and Prose. So these basically take your examples and then give your code or the PowerFX formula for you to use within the app. And then next one is formula repair. So if you have any errors in your formulas within your Power Apps, there's a detailed explanation of where this error is coming from and how you can repair it. There's also built-in intelligence when you're typing in a formula. It will guide you through what to type next. But if there is an error, that's easily detectable as well and easy to fix. The next one is express design. So again, this takes one step further, wherein either business developers or pro developers can upload a picture. This could be something that's drawn on a paper or a very basic wireframe that's drawn on Word or something like that. And once you upload that picture, the OCR technology will take in all the labels and the fields that's identified in the picture and convert it into a screen with a Dataverse table created in the background as well. So this can be done through uploading images, as well as you can upload Figma files as well. If you haven't heard of Figma, this is a wireframe building tool that's very popular these days, and this is the go-to tool for a lot of UX designers out there. So if you have UX designers and they use Figma, you can simply upload that Figma file, and that gets converted into a Power App, and then you can continue to modify it. Let's go to the next one. And then you have the OpenAI connector as well. A few slides ago, I was talking about connectors. There's various different types of connectors, and one of the different types is a independent publisher type of connector, wherein anyone can build their own connector. And once you go through the Microsoft's process of vetting out what it does, if you want to publish it to the general audience, you can do so as well. So there is an independent publisher who published the OpenAI connector to basic models for now, but this could evolve as well. And you can build your own connector as well. Just need your API specifications. But you can use this OpenAI connector within PowerApps as well as Power Automate. And then the main star of PowerApps here is the Copilot. You probably heard of Copilot and various different about the Microsoft 365 announcements that came this year. But PowerApps has its own Copilot as well, which will essentially take a natural language sentence and convert it into an app. And within the app, you can still have the Copilot that's helping you build the screens out, or within a screen, helping you build the logic out, and even writing the Power Effects formulas. So Copilot is, again, there for you within the Power Apps tool. Um, you don't have to go to another tool or chat GPT or anything else to get your help. It's within Power Apps, and it's currently in preview. It's going into public preview pretty soon. One more thing about copilots, we'll discuss a few other copilots as well in this session. One thing to note is that these are co-pilots and never meant to be autopilots. So there's always a person that makes the decision of the suggestion and decides on whether or not that's the right formula or the right screen or even the right app that PowerApps is building for you. So those are the Power Apps features that are AI powered. Now, if we see the Power Automate tool and the AI incorporation within this, the first feature here is the Copilot as well. So describe it to design it is how they're calling it. Essentially, this is where you could just simply type in a natural language sentence, and the Power Automate flow will be created for you based on your question there. Currently, there's only a handful of connectors that can be built with this kind of Copilot, but soon there will be more. And again, the technology behind this is Codex. So when you type in a natural language sentence, it goes to that model, and that model spits out the code behind your Power Automate flow and builds that UI for you. And again, once the flow is built out, until the developer publishes the flow, it's not live. So it's uh, it's helping the developers, ramp up and reduce the time to develop. The next one is format data by examples. So this is similar to what we saw in Power Apps with the programming by examples. This is format data by examples. So with Power Automate, you can build complex logic as well. Here, the programming language is called expressions, and it's very similar to PowerFX formulas and Excel formulas, but essentially you can give Power Automate a few examples of how you want your data to look like, and the expression will be built out for you with this technology. This is also built with Prose, and if you haven't heard of this before, it's the Microsoft's program synthesis using examples technology. So this is where previous examples of coding languages, multiple coding languages is taken into consideration, and helping the end users with natural language responses. The next one is adding intelligence to your business. So this is where you can choose from pre-built and customizable AI models. So these are available in preview as well, but essentially there's a lot of pre-built models that are available. You can test them out and also customize them if you need to. There's also the Azure OpenAI service model that will enable you to embed intelligent text generation within a few clicks. So that's also pretty new. And it's still in preview. So if you have an environment that's set up in the US region, I think that's where it works best. And we talked a little bit about the OpenAI connector in PowerApps. It's the same connector in Power Automate as well. Essentially, you can trigger a flow and pass in the prompt to either create an image with DALL-E 2 or completing your prompt with GPT-3. So this is possible with Power Automate as well. Next, we'll go to Power Virtual Agents. Again, this is the chatbot technology for low-code users. This is an extension of Azure Bot Framework. Power Automate is an extension of Logic Apps from Azure. So these tools are going to be very familiar for pro developers if you're familiar with the Azure tools. So with Power Virtual Agents, recently there have been a lot of different announcements, all ranging from you can provide rich responses within your bot. So you can respond to the end user with an adaptive card or a HTML, like a detailed card with information in certain places with pictures embedded and whatnot. You can reply with images, you can reply with videos and quick replies as well. And PowerFX is coming to Power Virtual Agents as well, so that the business users can put in that advanced logic within their chatbot. There's also a code side-by-side feature wherein you can look at the code behind the chatbot topic, as well as switch back to your tree-like low-code view. There's event-driven and contextual triggering as well. And there's a lot more features such as copy, paste into another topic, cut and paste, and multi-node selection as well. So the new features within Power Virtual Agents, this is one of the most awaited one that you can now embed a chatbot within your Power App. They both have their own licensing SKUs, so if you do embed, that's something to keep in mind. But essentially, now you can put in a chatbot within your Power App. The next one, and this one is a big announcement for Power Virtual Agent, wherein you can point a website to your chatbot, and your chatbot will automatically use all the data within that website. And when your end user comes in and chats with the chatbot, it's going to take the content from that website and respond with natural language. This is a big announcement because this is currently available for external websites without any authentication, but it's going to come for internal website as well. And that will reduce the development time significantly because now developers wouldn't have to create that complex question and answers kind of topics. So you would simply point it to the website and the end users can chat with the chatbot get the responses in natural language. And the next one is Copilot and virtual agents as well. This is again um, the third time I'm using the term Copilot here, but essentially if you're creating a topic or you're creating an adaptive card, Copilot is always there to help you with creating these things. So if you're new to chatbots or if you are, trying to cut down development time, a lot of different uses, but essentially Copilot is there to help you to build faster. And this is just an overall picture of what is possible within Power Platform and beyond. So the Power Platform is a low-code platform, but that's the topmost layer. And this is built on top of Azure and Microsoft 365. So you have the extensibility into all of these Azure tools as well in terms of scaling, performance, security, and enterprise scalability. You have all the tools within your disposal. And for the pro developers, it might seem like it's a low code platform and something that's for business developers, but that's not the case always. You can work with your business developers and build those fusion development teams, wherein uh, everyone has a different set of expertise and you're building more sustainable solutions across your enterprise. For pro developers, again, just a little bit of low code and AI advantages. It's going to save a lot of development time. There's definitely a shortage of for developers, so it reduces your technical debt, and you can keep up with the demand coming in from your app backlog. There's no new technology that pro developers would need to learn. It's all very accessible, and the co-pilots are there for you to help you throughout your development. Uh, and AI is incorporated in every part of the platform. You can create very fast POCs or demos. I'll show you an example of how to create an app from an API as well. But essentially, that way you can focus on your API first development, and then you can create reference architectures and design patterns that your business users can continue to use in various other solutions. For business developers, this is going to replace and modernize all the legacy and third-party solutions. There's always a shadow IT that business developers will always find a way if IT doesn't help them out with a certain solution. So there won't be any more shadow IT with this Power Platform fusion teams, just because your IT will have visibility into what the business developers are building. There's governance in place, there's admin controls, as well as your data is protected and it's secure within your Azure tenant. And your solutions are more enterprise grade, more sustainable, lot of security in place, and you can finally get away from Excel and SharePoint as a database. And low code is sometimes it's not as quickly adapted by pro developers, but it's essentially for rapid development. It helps you innovate quickly and fail fast very cheaply. So if you have a POC or an MVP to demo out, this should be your go-to platform. As I promised, there is a feature wherein you can have an API built out, and then you can build a Power App from that API. So to do that, you would build your custom API first, and then I'll actually show the demo so we can walk through it. So here you're creating a custom API or a custom connector, and you're giving in your definition for the API, you're defining the security. Once that's built out, this is your command line interface wherein you write in a command, and this creates a file. And that file can be imported into PowerApps environment. And when you do that, the PowerApps environment will show the app that's been created based on your API specifications. So here, the file has been uploaded to PowerApps. And once it's uploaded, it's going to ask for the security that you've set up for your API. And once you create that connection, now the API specifications, whether it's post methods or get method, if there's get, you'll have a screen built out for getting all the items. If there's a post, it'll give you a pre-built form to create items into the database. If there's an edit, you can select a particular item and edit as well. So this Power App is completely built out based on the API specifications, and it just makes that developer's life one step easier. And this could be just a POC or a demo or the starting point for creating a new app itself. So very easy to build an app from APIs. This was just a minute or so that the demo took, but that's essentially uh, the end product of this tool. And there's always, debate on which tool to use for which purpose. There are Power Platform are extensions of Azure tools. So when there's a Fusion team, there is debate on which tool to use for which part of the solution. It doesn't have to be one or the other. There's always a mix and match. And based on the skill set, you can make your decisions whether to go with a Power Platform or a low-code tool or Azure tool or a combination of both based on the resources you have. If there's backend developers but no front-end developers, maybe that's where this fusion happens, where the backend Azure developers would build those custom connectors and put the APIs in place, and the business developers are building Power Apps as the front end using those custom connectors. So there's always a blend of these tools, and it depends on the expertise, the level of skill set, and many other factors when making that decision. And if you're new to Power Platform, there's always ChatGPT or Bing to help you out. Again, this has been my best friend for the past few months, but if you haven't already asked ChatGPT on how and where to use Power Platform, please feel free to do so. That should give you a lot of context into this platform. So with that, I'll conclude this session. There's a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of demand. So to get to that level of enterprise grade applications, but with a sustainable platform, there's a lot of AI tools available, and it's yours to lead that transformation in your enterprise. So thank you all. I think there's a few questions in the chat. Alexia, did you mark a few of those questions? Should we go through all of them? Alexia, if you're there, I can't see the stars on the marked questions. If you could help me out identify those.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, there are a few questions indeed. I can just show them on the screen if that's easier.
Okay.
Um, I'll let you answer. Sorry. There you go.
All right. What programming language is used to develop the low-code app? So if you're asking in terms of the developers that are using Power Apps and building applications, they're going to use the Power FX. I think there was some discussions on what is Power FX and how to use it. But essentially, PowerFX will be the language that's used in Power Apps, and that it's very close to Excel-like formulas, so it's not complex. It's very easy to learn. Hey, Alexia, do we have more questions?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put them on the screen.
All right,
There we
perfect.
go.
What if these options are available in the GCC tenants? Brian, thank you for that question. GCC tenants are always a little bit behind on these features. I don't have a date, unfortunately, but if I do find out, I'll let you know. Does Figma require a third-party subscription or is it built into Power Apps? So Figma itself has its own licensing structure. It's a completely different tool from Power Apps. So if you're already using that, I think you have some trial licenses as well with Figma. So if you're using that, you've built a Figma file. You can bring it into Power Apps to create your Power App. PowerApps itself does not require additional licensing or subscription to convert that file into a Power App, but Figma might have its own licensing. Okay, Mohammed's question, is there a free version of PowerApps? What our target platforms can build for? So PowerApps has trial licenses. If you go to make.powerapps.com, you should have an option to sign up for trial. But again, the trial licenses have a little bit of limitations. So it's always good to have a full license. If not, the trial license is a good place to start. Right. Will Copilot and Power Apps require AI Builder credits? Not at the moment, Brian. The licensing around these copilots are still under discussion. And as long as they're in preview, there won't be any additional licensing required for copilots. So that's a relief, but the licensing is still being discussed on how to use this copilots. Okay, is there an example Power App that connects to GPT-3 or ChatGPT on Azure? Harry, there are a few blogs written out by some MVPs. I'll try to find and share those examples, but there has been a few blogs written out already. Unfortunately, I didn't have time today to demo that, but once you have your Azure OpenAI subscription, you can easily create a deployment, and in just 2 steps, you can embed that model into your Power App. Okay, will Copilot work with SharePoint data sources or only with Dataverse? So Copilot is agnostic about the data source you're using. When you ask Power Apps to create a new app, it's going to lean towards creating a Dataverse table, but if you steer it away from Dataverse, you can certainly use SharePoint or other data sources as well. Okay, and is this only for external facing websites or for intranet sets as well? I think this question was about the boost conversations in Power Virtual Agents. This is currently in preview and only for external websites that don't have an authentication on them, but it is coming soon for intranet sites as well. And then, are there any plans to add web apps or full stack as one of the target platforms for Power Apps? So, Harry, this whole Power Platform is meant for both the business developers and pro developers. So the low-code development will be the primary theme of this platform, and I don't think there will be full stack development, but that's to say that pro developers can always come in, and once you start building, if you see that there is a control that you want to put on the application that's not available out of the box, you can certainly create it with TypeScript and embed it into your app very easily. You can also build websites with Power Pages and do custom development within the website. So it's very accessible for both business developers and pro developers. There's not one way or the other. It's always a mix and match. Right. How to become an MS freelancers to provide AI solutions to small and medium businesses. That I'm not very sure, Tanya. Maybe Alexia, you might have some connections, but I'm not sure about this question.
No worries, Tanya. You can connect with us offline if needed. So, Rani, thank you so much for today's session. This was great. Lots of interaction in the chat. Very, very lucky and thankful for having you here today. To the audience, oops, this is done. If you have one more minute, please share your experience with us. We love to receive your feedback and questions or comments on what you want to see in the future with the reactor. And yeah, Sravani, thank you again. We hope to have you again very soon with the reactor. But until then,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's been fun, and thank you so much for all the questions and a very engaging audience. Thank you so much.
thank you.